Hello, welcome to Force of Light Entertainment. I'm your host, Michelle, and with me is my co-host, my sister, Natalie.
Good morning, everyone, or whatever time you're watching this.
Yeah, so happy to see, speaking of whatever time this is, from England, we've got our good friend, Michael Campbell.
Hello, Mr. Campbell. What time is it there?
It's 5 hours ahead.
Okay, cool.
Yes, and then we also have Blue Harvest Vintage Toys. Hello there. Hello. In the words of Kenobi, hello there. So nice to see you all here today. Oh, 4 hours. It's 4 hours ahead. Okay. Had that one.
So it's just like California, basically.
Well, but yeah, that's the
other, yeah, but they're
that's
earlier.
The other.
Never mind. I was really off there.
California's 4 hours earlier than us.
I was a little opposite direction.
And we've got the now infamous Mark Shabby Geek. Hello, Mark. And Mark is the man. Just so kind of you, Mark, how much you've helped us. We so appreciate you, genuinely.
Mark, I was just saying last night to Michelle after we were watching The Mandalorian, I'm like, he just seems like such a kind person, like a great guy. And I want your energy. It's kind of contagious.
It is. That's why it's good to watch his videos, because you pick up on his energy. It rubs off. It just kind of begins to hit
you. Just put me in a good mood. Honestly,
yes, that's a good thing.
We all need that in our lives.
We definitely all need that in our lives. And let's see, we've got the one and only, the salacious Rum is in the house also.
Yeah.
Yes, always fun to have the monkey lizard.
Yes.
So awesome. Well,
you add some much needed spice to the chat.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for joining. We'll go ahead and get started today. We, of course, are going to be discussing Chapter 11 of The Mandalorian, The Heiress. So let's join the conversation and let's talk The Mandalorian. All right. Let's get back in. Oh, yes. Shucks. Cheers, ladies. Yes, you're awesome.
You deserve it.
Yes, definitely.
Shabby, you're the best.
Yes. And that's on that video. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
I know. Yes. Shout out to all of you.
Yes.
And I'm going to go back. Mark already told me where to go in that video. I'm going to go back and watch that. So, yes. Awesome. Well, we will dive into this latest episode of The Mandalorian. So excited to talk about it with you guys. And let's just kind of dive in. So
let's do a deep dive.
Yeah. So Natalie, just initial thoughts.
Okay, I thought this was a very fun, fast-paced, action-packed episode.
And too, because it was only, unfortunately, it was only about 30 minutes.
That's my only critique, is that it's like, okay, stop making it shorter. We want it longer. I don't know how you guys feel, but the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fantastic episode. And once again, leaving you also first impression, just the right amount of like, dang, I can't wait till next week's episode. Like, it's just going to get better and better, I think.
Yes. Mark says one of the best episodes ever. I have seen so many people say that.
It was fantastic.
It was a fantastic episode. So, yeah, I agree. I thought this episode was just a great episode.
Top notch.
Yes. And I love how all 3 episodes have been very different. And for some people, that may be a negative, but I think it's a positive.
I think it keeps it fresh.
It does. All 3 episodes have 3 very different feels to them. And this episode was just awesome. And we'll get into this because Mark brings up one of the reasons we all diehard Star Wars fans think it was awesome. And that was, of course, Bo-Katan's appearance.
Just from the little I've seen her in the animated series, I think she nailed it. Well, and then Michelle tells me that she voiced for the animated series, and it just worked out that physically and everything she could play that part, and she played it very well.
Yes. I mean, it was awesome. Totally awesome. Here, what we got? We've got someone new.
Hello, Baby Long. Welcome to the channel.
Yes.
Glad to have you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
And once again, shout out to Blue Harvest.
Yes.
You guys are amazing.
Thank you all, definitely. Yes, all of this was just, I mean, I thought it was a fantastic episode. My one complaint, if we're in this is a good complaint.
Yeah. We want more.
Is that each episode has gone shorter. So I hope from now on we begin to pick our way back up.
Yeah.
Because I personally prefer, in something that's only 8 episodes, I prefer it to be between 40 to 50 minutes, personally.
And and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong here. I consider Star Wars to be kind of a space drama.
Yes.
It's not a sitcom. Like, I
No.
understand sitcoms are 30 minutes, but like with a show like this, with a lot of substance to unpack, I want at least 40 minutes.
Yeah, and I think
if not 50.
You definitely could have added 10 minutes into this episode easy, and just made it intriguing. So that's my one, pick there. That's my one.
And that's what, when we were watching, as it's becoming tradition, every Friday, I will watch it on our own, and then we'll come together and watch it with my daughter. She said it felt like that episode was over in like 10 minutes. And one, it's like, because it was shorter, but also because it was so good and so just like bam, bam, bam action. It's like, time flies when you're having fun. And that was kind of the case with this episode.
Definitely. And of course, we're going to move into the salacious later too. But yeah, Katie Sackhoff, I think she killed it too.
Yes.
I think that, totally. So that's our initial thoughts. And obviously you guys feel the same way we feel about that. So we will move in. So we'll begin with it was kind of a cold open, I guess you would say, the opening scene. And I mean, right off the bat, they literally all wake up. They're starting by hearing something. They begin to wake up.
So just right from the last episode. I like that.
Yes. And it literally, it gets your attention because of the situation they're in, where their landing gear is damaged. And it's literally, I'm sure it reminds you guys too of the opening scene of Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Palpatine are all coming in. It's the same thing. Their landing gears, the ship's actually in pieces at that point, but like fires, they're coming in and just trying not to basically burn up to death. Very similar in that.
Yeah, he's like, if we don't burn to a crisp,
Yes.
It's like, that is a real possibility, it looked like.
Yes.
And something else I had seen on Twitter, I didn't realize, the movie, I guess, Bryce Dallas Howard, who of course directed this episode, her dad, Ron Howard, had done, was it
Apollo 13.
Apollo 13, and they showed the similarity between the ship coming down like with fire, so it was almost like paying homage to her dad's work. So I thought that was cool.
Well, and someone did that, and she responded and said, absolutely nailed it. So she intentionally did do that. And really quick, I definitely agree, Blue Harvest, quality over quantity.
That's true. Very true.
But then I also agree that I think 40 minutes is the sweet spot.
Yes.
And I think they can do it. I do too. I don't think that's too hard of a task for them. Because again, that would have been 10 more minutes. And I think they could have done it pretty easily and been interesting 10 minutes, not crummy 10 minutes.
And Michael, yes, I did laugh when the ship fell in the water, because you're thinking, okay, this is too easy. He's like, nice and easy, and then just boop right into the water.
That was great. That was great comedy for this, because it was such an intense opening of like, oh, of course we know they're going to make it, but still it was intense.
Just to add a little comedy in.
Just to add of like, oh, didn't quite go the way they wanted, and they just fall into the water. So that to me was pretty
and
good.
Blue Harvest, yes, Frog Lady meeting her husband. That was really sweet.
Yeah. So then, of course, they land. They pull them out of the water, and we get the reuniting of Frog Lady and Frog Lady's husband
and Mr. Frog.
Mr. Frog, and that was a
Kermit,
sweet,
if you will. I'm
just kidding. Little Kermit, and that was a sweet. I actually kind of wondered. I have a theory on Baby Yoda's frog obsession. I wonder if it's almost an inside joke, because Frank Oz, who voiced Yoda, also voiced Kermit, right?
So I didn't know that.
So I wondered if that was like kind of an inside joke of Baby Yoda eats frogs. I don't know.
Somebody in the chat, if that's true, you can verify that for us.
Well, I might have totally have just, I believe he's Kermit, but that's just my thinking. Maybe that's not accurate, but I could see them doing that as almost like just kind of an inside joke almost.
Yeah.
But regardless, they had a lovely reunion, the two frogs, and it made me laugh. It did, when Baby Yoda kind of makes a sound as he's looking at the eggs again, and Mando says, I know you're hungry. We'll get you some food.
Just not those. Yeah. Not the eggs.
Just not that.
Twitter can't handle it for another.
No, it will explode if that happens again. So
we don't want to break Twitter.
No. So, and then of course they go into where
Hey Vader girl.
Oh yeah. Hey Cat. Hey Vader girl. So then of course they go into where they are to get some information. And of course that soup, oh gosh. That was disgusting, guys.
I mean, the thing just jumped right on his beautiful little face.
But I didn't know. One of those things I didn't know I needed in my life was Baby Yoda with a spoon.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's just so cute. Him with utensils now. See, guys, he's becoming becoming civilized as he learns.
It's true.
And
you got to give him time.
And he's trying to eat with a spoon, and then it attacks his face, which I heard someone say is again kind of a reference to aliens.
Okay.
Or aliens. So, but then it's funny in such a dad way, Mando saying, "Don't play with your food."
And I'm like, in all fairness, that thing jumped on him.
Yeah, quite the food.
Right. Very active food.
Let's just say this episode was filled with disgusting food. Like,
all around.
This was the one, like, if I was watching this on a big screen and I had popcorn, it'd be like, ew.
Because we had pizza last night when we were going to watch it. And I'm somebody, not the best way to do it, but I love to eat like while I watch. And Michelle's like, no, I can't do it. I can't watch this episode and eat. And it's like, I kind of understand.
Yeah, no, I can't either. It is with iced tea. I'm not a big iced tea fan either. I would rather have iced tea than that soup, though. but yes,
I like my half and half.
It was disgusting, guys. So anyway, so then of course they move on, and we get them on a boat, which now makes sense of why they were on a boat, because they were, I guess, tracking is kind of like fishermen out there.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, my jaw. I mean, I knew Baby Yoda would be fine, but my jaw, I literally went.
Moment, yeah.
I mean, it dropped when he just threw Baby Yoda in there. I mean, it was like,
it was just so sudden.
It was. I didn't see it coming.
I kind of had a feeling they were up to something. Come on, let the kids see. And Amanda's like, you're close enough. And then they just, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, woo, like, and then Baby Yoda, thank God, the thing closed for him.
I mean, like a hockey puck, it just right into the thing.
It really was. And then Mando, in typical dad fashion, just without thinking, jumps in. And I kind of took it, it's almost like I don't think Mando, which would make sense, it was almost like I don't know if he knew how to swim. He didn't make it very far under there before he had to get back up.
That's what Michelle and I were saying. He might want to, conquer the swimming lessons.
Well, there's, we don't really see swimming much or water in Star Wars.
And that was kind of a first, just to see a boat or ship in Star Wars. That was kind of cool.
It is. So, of course, then we get the moment that we all got really excited for when we see Mandalorians appear as they're trying. Oh, and we realize that they did this simply to get the Beskar steel from Mando, which Mando really is like someone who's walking around with sheer money on their body. Like, everyone's going to want that because it's very valuable, as we've now heard twice, at least, in this season alone.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's going to become a reoccurring theme where he keeps dealing with attacks personally just for his Beskar steel.
That's what I was going to say. It seems to be a very hot commodity. I'm picking up quickly.
It is.
And Bing Bong saying Beskar doesn't float very well. No, it probably does.
Do you know, I had that thought too. It was like that. Yeah, it seems like it would be very difficult to go underwater, even to go against the current, basically, to get in underwater with that.
And Michael Campbell, I had that exact same thought. It gave me a Return of the Jedi vibes going into the thing, into the mouth.
Yes. Yeah, it really did. And so, of course, then we get the Mandalorian showing up, and I mean, come on, we all recognize that helmet the moment we saw it.
It's pretty epic.
And then we hear the fighting was great, but then we hear the voice.
And just how on top of it they are, like how efficient, like he's kind of out of breath, and he's like, the child that, they've got the child, and she's like, we're on it, just right into the water.
Yeah, she's like, we'll get him, brother. Like, just,
like, we got this.
Yeah, and
boy, did they.
Yeah, I mean, they truly had the child.
Taking care of business.
Dove in there, and it was Sasha Banks' character, dove in there. You heard some firing, and boom, out of the mouth.
That was awesome.
Yeah, it was totally awesome. Here we got someone saying, yes, that's what I've seen lots of people saying that about the octopus thing on his face.
Yes.
Very alien. So yeah, so then we got choked up when you saw Bo's helmet. Yeah, I mean, it was a big moment. It was. So that was totally awesome. Let's see. Oh, here we go. New subscriber, great discussion. Oh, yes. Thank you guys so much to everyone.
I mean, we can't stop saying thank you. I mean, you guys are just awesome.
Yeah,
we appreciate it so much.
So awesome. Totally. And thank you for joining this morning.
Yes, thank you very much.
So then finally, which I've actually talked about this on our predictions in March. Like I said, I bet they're going to find Mandalorians and they're going to take off their helmet and Mando's going to be like, and that happens again. When
it just really freaks him out.
Well, yeah, because of how he's raised. So when all three take off and we see Bo-Katan and all of them, and he's just like, like, immediately thinks they're not Mandalorian.
And something else I really appreciated about this episode is just by their dialogue with Mando, we get a better picture of, like you said, how he was raised and how maybe that really isn't how it's supposed to be. Like they were kind of like a different sect, I guess, the one that he grew up with, and you don't have to keep it on all the time. And they were trying to keep it, I guess, to the original, like back the founding Mandalore.
Like she calls them zealots. And I will say this, one, that now we're getting into Katie Sackhoff. It just so pays off that this woman who has voiced this character for like over 10 years at this point, or however long, that she just works. She works in the role in live action. So how awesome is that? And Natalie, you have to feel pretty good that there's officially a redhead in Star Wars live action canon.
I love it. I love seeing my people.
So we got that. And Star Wars Sessions.
Hello.
Arguably British's greatest podcast.
I listened to yours. Michelle put it on and I laughed out loud. I love your opening.
Yeah. I mean,
is it possibly the best
in
Britain?
Yeah. I mean, you possibly are. I mean,
I'd say you are. I'm just going to go for it.
Who can dispute that? So it is. She is awesome, by the way, Star Wars Session. And so I will say this too. I really appreciated Bo-Katan throughout this episode because when Mando says you're not really Mandalorian, one, she's like, hold up, this has been in my family for generations.
Right.
And as this title is called, the Heiress, she really is kind of like the heir to the throne of Mandalore. And I appreciate though how gracious she is in talking to Mando.
Right.
She could be annoyed, like, oh, we got a zealot idiot here. Kind of as the man.
Almost like a fundamentalist type, like you haven't been liberated from these things you don't have to do. You know?
And I appreciate because the man's like, oh, he's one of those. And she kind of is like, chill. Like,
it's like, that's all he knows.
It's all he knows. And so I appreciate her graciousness throughout this episode of being able to explain things more to Mando. And of course, she tells him, I don't know if it's here or later, that he's a child of the Watch, which I guess would be Death Watch, who we know he was rescued by, who, of course, were more intense. And so it's just interesting. So I wonder what's going through Mando's head at this point. Like him realizing that there are other Mandalorians and of course, he kind of rejects it and just flies off with Baby Yoda at this point.
Right. So, at that point. I think he starts to open his mind some by the end of the episode.
He definitely begins to open his mind because then they're walking through the street and one by one they get surrounded. And do they say they're going to kill his pet? I believe they do, referring to Baby Yoda.
Yeah, and he like accuses Mando of like
killing his brother.
You killed my brother. And that was awesome when they come in to help. And she's like, no, I killed your brother.
Yes, that was just
then they just quickly take him out. I mean, 5 seconds.
Yeah, that scene was awesome. Like so fast, so efficient, and just how she was not afraid to mince words of, I killed your brother. That was awesome. So then, of course, they meet with him and they eat, and she begins to explain to him, a little bit more and kind of what they're up to. And at which point I feel like Mando is beginning to kind of take some things in.
Yes. Some seeds are being planted.
They are being planted. And he brings up the Jedi. And of course, Bo-Katan knows of the Jedi, so she can give him a little more help. At which point we get...
Doesn't she say, like, what do you know about the Jedi? Or something, like she was...
And it's interesting because she looks down at Baby Yoda, even from the get-go. She keeps kind of looking down at Baby Yoda.
Like when he's holding him on the ship, just the way she kind of curiously looks at him. Like I thought there was something up with that.
Yes, because you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Bo-Katan has seen Yoda. Like she knows who Yoda is. For her to be like, huh, kind of to look at this little creature.
One.
Yeah. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she is aware of Yoda. So that's why, and Katie does that such a good job of just kind of, you can see a curiosity as she keeps looking at him.
Right.
And a familiarity, like she's recognizing something, but she's not saying it.
The light bulbs are going on with something in her mind.
Yes. So yes, that is the way she says that of, what do you know of the Jedi? And so then of course the basically heist situation for them to get back the Imperial, those weapons,
which was a cool operation. And one thing I told Michelle is becoming a format of the show. At some point in almost every episode, poor old Mando, he's going to be brought into something he didn't sign up for in exchange for just like sometimes small things. Like, can you just point me in the direction? And he goes on these life-threatening missions every episode.
Just to get some information.
Just to get some info.
Or just to get like 5 credits.
He's probably like, can I not just pay you? Like, can we do this an easier way? But once again, Mando's a good guy.
He is. He's just a great guy. That's just definitely, he's a great guy.
He is.
So
he's solid.
So he decides to take them up on the offer. And first he takes Baby Yoda to be watched by the frog couple. And I find it funny when he drops Baby Yoda off and he says, like, mind your manners. You know what I mean.
Don't eat those eggs.
And then, of course, Baby Yoda, again, just up to the thing, like so enamored by the eggs. And, of course, we see a little tadpole has emerged at this point. But then,
in those moments, like, if you don't want to scoop him up and kiss him, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, he's just so cute. Let's see. Mando, can I first? It really is that way. Like, like bless his heart.
Yeah.
It could be something that simple, and they would have like a dangerous mission for him to do, and he'd be like, because I got to use the toilet. I mean,
like, for example, I know I've gone to restaurants before and sat down with people and not ordered something, but he's like, no ordering, no service, get out of the chair. It's like, gosh, dude.
Yeah, like that's how it is every episode with Mando at this point. So then we have the heist scene, which, come on, we all love the scene. It was executed so awesome. The whole thing, the way they begin to take the ship, basically step by step, working their way to where the cockpit is, or the bridge of the ship. I mean, that was just awesome. And again, I know I've said this before, but compare the jetpack like use and look of it compared to chapter 3 of season 1. Like, they have like drastically improved the way this visually looks. Like, this looks awesome.
Yes.
Like, it's beginning to look kind of Iron Man level at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and it did not in the first season, but it has, I've been noticing it just keeps looking, it looks fantastic.
That was something she reminded me of last night when you think about the first season with them on the jetpacks to this one. I mean, it's so smooth now, just shoom, straight up, like, or wherever. I mean, they just have made it look amazing.
Yes, they do. And I wanted to say quickly, hello to you. I know you're saying hello to Mark, but hello.
Hello.
Yes. And they've made it look awesome. That whole scene. And then it's starting to be cool that, like, the main Imperial, I know his name starts with a T. Someone in the chat remind me of his actual name. I know him from Bosch. He's the lead character at Amazon show Bosch. And for them to get that caliber of actor to do like 5 minutes for The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It just speaks to, I think Jon Favreau has a lot of friends, and this is becoming a project where people are like, yeah, I'll play in a role for 5 minutes. Like,
right.
Sure.
I mean, this is getting to be, in the words of Angerman, kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Like, they just volunteer. And I think there were maybe 2 people in this episode that had been on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the past. So they're just pulling out all the cool actors.
Michelle and I laughed in that scene on the ship when the commander at the front of the ship, he's like, shut the doors. And they're like, which doors? And he's like, all the doors.
Yeah, he goes, all the doors.
All the doors.
Shut
You know,
all the doors.
He's just like, do I really have to spell this out for you?
It was very good comedic timing in that. Like, it was very excellent. And I mean, my gosh, the Mandalorians, they take the ship like a boss. Like,
I just love that moment, like her confidence when she's like, oh, we're not just taking parts, we're taking the whole ship.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead and put the tea on. We'll be up in a minute.
Yes, it basically
like,
was.
Just like a boss.
Like, you're not getting out of this. It's happening. Like, it's about to happen.
Just accept it. She's calm about it.
And Blue Harvest. Okay, so 4 actors from Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I only noticed 2, but 4. Yeah, I mean, they're just... And especially being in the Disney family, they're just going to be able to get so many actors to begin to appear on the show. So that's awesome. He's got the Darth Vader hallway fight. I mean, we didn't quite get the Darth Vader, but we got a Mandalorian version of it that was pretty awesome, Michael. So I agree.
And somebody had set up earlier about being a little worried about Mando, like just willing to throw himself into things, you know, a little. And he
does.
He is a little risky. I will agree with you there. Like, just throwing himself into extremely dangerous situations. But I think that's kind of been his life. You know, it's like he just kind of is like ready for combat and he just goes for it.
Yeah. I mean,
but it is very risky.
Like when he says, cover me. And he just, with that Beskar, just keeps getting, I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to have Beskar steel for starters?
We all need some.
But that scene was awesome. Oh, and it was so funny when that guy that we said made us laugh shut all the doors. He's like, well, where do you have them? They're in the control room or something, and then just shoot.
Yeah, it's like you see the look on his face, and he knows what's about to happen,
and they all get sucked out. I mean, that was just, again, great comedic timing,
right?
And it so reminded me of Rebels, guys. It was such out of Rebels where the stormtrooper like appears on the front of where they're driving on the window and then just falls off. It was very Rebels-esque, but it was fun. So then, of course, they take the cockpit. Oh. So before that, we get our first glimpse of Moff Gideon of the season, of Juan Carlos Esposito.
I'm just kind of excited to see him appear again, you know, even in hologram form.
Yes, and in typical Juan Carlos Esposito fashion, he has another character that's just kind of chilling. The way he says, you know what to do. Long live the Empire. And it's just like, that again shows you kind of who this character is.
Yes.
One, I don't care about any of y'all's lives. You all are so expendable to me. It's too late to help you guys, so you know what to do. Kill everyone and commit suicide, basically.
Not good guys we're working with here.
No. And then the long live the Empire. And I don't know about you guys. You guys let us know. I'm starting to think more and more, will they have a very loose connection to the sequel trilogy with the Mandalorian through Moff Gideon? Because this Empire is beginning to look so large again that it almost feels like the remnants that are going out to Exegol to do Emperor Palpatine's backup plan that he had set in motion if he were to die. So I feel like there is maybe going to be a loose connection there, because who is funding these people? Have you guys thought about it?
Yeah.
I mean, they have a crap load of money. So I guess maybe they had all the money from the Empire that they had taken, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to think maybe there will be that loose connection for sure. So we will see. And
Gideon has such a presence. Yes, he does.
Where's that one?
Let's see Star Wars Sessions podcast.
Yes.
Right here.
Oh, such a presence.
Fantastic actor.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, like we always say, if you watched
Breaking Bad,
you know how good he is at being the villain.
Yes, excellent villain. So I was excited to see him again. And I love, have you guys noticed he basically has his own theme music? His music is like awesome that they picked for him.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So then, of course, they are able to get in there once the guy begins to, basically, he kills the 2 pilots and then is going to crash the ship, at which point they're able to get into the bridge, and Bo-Katan takes him off and is asking about where is Moff Gideon, because Moff Gideon, we all know, has the Darksaber, which we also all know Bo-Katan from Rebels was the last one to have the Darksaber. So how did Moff Gideon take it from her?
She's like, I'm going to need that back.
Yeah, she's like, you're going to give it back to me, dude. So, and I have a feeling she's going to get it back. But of course, that guy does, which even I know Nazis and other people too would do, like almost like a cyanide pill. But this is a Star Wars version, so it
Yeah.
like fries his brain, and he dies.
Looked pretty intense.
It did look pretty intense,
but quick.
It was quick, and of course, Mando is able to save off from them crashing in the last moment. But then we get the name drop we had all been waiting for.
Like, yes.
Yes, because she finally tells him, on this planet, you can find Ahsoka Tano, and you can tell her Bo-Katan sent you. And we all were like, woo! I mean, we all, you know, you did it too.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you can admit it.
Yeah, you let out a scream, you maybe shook a little bit in your skin, you got up, you clapped, you did something when you heard in a live action Ahsoka Tano. And she's coming. We all know she's coming. And then the very end of the episode, of course, is Mando going back to the frog people who now have their little
little hatched frog.
And Baby Yoda was so sad to leave him. He was
just so sweetly, gently playing with it. It was so sweet.
And I thought it was so funny as they walk out, Mando says, "No, I have enough pets." And then of course they begin to take off in that ship that they could have used duct tape and it would have been better than that.
He did not get his money's worth.
No, and that's another thing. I feel like Mando
he's always getting screwed over.
He gets screwed over a lot. And
Yeah.
it's like, quit screwing over this incredible guy.
Right.
Like it's starting to make me mad.
Like somebody made the point one time, it's like he's almost too nice in some ways. And it's like, I get what they're saying because he's like this tough guy, but he's always getting screwed over and taken advantage of.
I mean, that's where Mando should have put on he should have become a Karen, guys. And he should have, in good Karen fashion, demanded that calamari give him some of his money back because he did not get what he paid for in that contraption that they pieced together.
Seriously.
So, and then of course it ends with that disgusting octopus creature looking at Baby Yoda. I mean, let's just be real. Creatures are always trying to eat Baby Yoda now.
They're always trying to get on his head for some reason.
That's why Baby Yoda's got to eat them, because if not, they're going to eat him. It's survival.
It's fair game.
It's survival of the fittest, people. It's whoever can eat who first. And of course, Mando grabs them, and then we see Baby Yoda slurping them. And at which point we now know they're on their way to find Ahsoka. And that ends this episode. So now we begin our segment of maybe next time on The Mandalorian.
Possibly.
Maybe. We'll see. So now, guys, we're going to begin to theorize about things we're going to see. Okay, for starters, it is now clear to me that the trailer, and shout out to Bob the Burger.
Yes.
I
think he was dead on this.
Yes, who just did Baby Yoda Con. If you guys want to check out
check out Bob's adventures and vlogs here on YouTube.
Yes, check him out. We did a discussion with him, and he was the one who brought it up. And it was like, you know what, Bob, you're right.
Yeah.
That really the first 4 episodes was all we saw in the trailer.
Yes.
Which is why I believe the next episode, he will have to do maybe a pit stop, maybe because the ship is just in a terrible condition at this point. I don't know. But I believe we will see Cara Dune and Greef Karga in episode 4.
I do too.
I believe, and I believe is that title.
Because that's in the trailer.
Yes.
And this is the 4th episode, so it makes sense.
Yes. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Is the next episode entitled The Republic, I believe?
He should have went full Karen, I agree.
I mean, totally.
I mean, sometimes you got to pull out your inner Karen, you know?
Mando does not have an inner Karen, but he needs to get one.
To work on that. It's not my strong suit
because
either.
I'm getting tired of him getting taken advantage of. So he needs to do that for sure. Oh, and the next is directors Carl Weathers.
Oh, awesome.
But I definitely believe that Cara and Greef will be in the next episode.
Yes.
So I think in typical Mandalorian fashion, we will get a side adventure before we truly progress the next into Ahsoka.
I agree. Yeah.
Let's see. The crest is, oh my gosh.
Yes, it's the thing's falling apart literally. Like stuff just dropping from it midair. Like,
I mean, we have never in Star Wars watched one of our hero ship get just totally destroyed the way the Razor Crest has been destroyed.
It really needs some TLC.
It needs someone to just totally, I mean, it needs to be made new, basically.
Yes.
it is struggling right now, guys. But yeah, so what do you guys think? I believe, again, that they will find Grief Karga, Cara Dune, and we will see that prison breakout thing that we saw in the trailer. That's what I think. And I don't know why they need to break that person out of like Imperial Republic chart or control. But I think that's going to be the next episode. And hello to you from Greece. Thank you for joining us. Yes, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, all the way in Greece.
Which I want to go to really bad someday.
Yes, definitely want to go. But I think that's going to happen. And then here's my theory. So we'll see that episode next week. But I think it would be awesome and smart to end episode 4 with maybe like Ahsoka Tano turning around. Like almost like Luke Skywalker at the end of The Force Awakens. Like truly leave the next episode on a cliffhanger with Ahsoka and make everyone just scream at the top of their lungs and then have to wait 1 full week to get the actual Ahsoka episode.
And if I were to predict, from the past, that is kind of what they've done. That's how they've set it up. And it would be awesome, like you said. If we see her next week, it'll be at the very end, like a, Steen sealing moment, like her turn around, and then it's like, oh, there she is, and then it's over. Then credits.
That's what I was gonna say. Vader Girl I've thought this too, Vader Girl. He needs Quill to fix it. So sad.
It's so sad. Wasn't there a theory like maybe he's not?
He's dead. I think he's dead. But it's he needs.
I loved him.
He needs a new version of Quill.
Quill was
for
so
sure.
full of wisdom. I loved him.
Let's see. We think that will happen too. Back to Ahsoka or quick reveal. Yes, I think so. Star Wars Sessions. And I listened to you guys' episode. Great episode, by the way, on this discussion of this chapter.
I'm gonna have to listen to it.
Yeah, it was a great one. Frog Lady could do it. She is. I mean, maybe Frog Lady knows what she's doing. I mean, we'll see. But
she was holding it down on the ship for Mando.
Oh, I was nervous about her eggs in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, bless her heart. It's like she's trying, to survive, and then she's looking back, like a mother would, like making sure the little tadpoles back there are okay.
But they made it. They made it, and her lineage will continue.
Yes, it will.
So that's awesome.
And that's the thing. I know there was a big thing last week, but I knew it would. Like they weren't going to endear you to her
or Baby Yoda,
and then Baby Yoda somehow wiped out her family line. Like that just wasn't going to happen.
No, this is not that type of show.
No,
it just wasn't going that way. So yes, we all agree Ahsoka will probably appear next week. And let's be real. As much as we want to see Ahsoka, I'm going to be so happy to see Cara Dune and Grief again.
Gosh, yes.
Like that gang by the end of season 1.
Like that is the A-team.
That is the A-team. Like we need them together. They have great chemistry. I just want to see more of them. So that's going to be awesome. And then also I have another thing. Okay, I have
another thing.
I do not think this will be the last that we will see of Bo-Katan.
No, I don't either.
I believe they are setting up a grand finale for her to appear in the final episode for the Darksaber.
Kind of a showdown.
Because look at it. I believe they don't realize it yet. That's the thing. They're not connecting that they have aligning destinations, that their roads are going to cross. Because Bo-Katan is searching for Moff Gideon for the Darksaber. Moff Gideon is searching for Mando for the child. So I believe their paths are going to collide at the end of the season, and they're going to this A-team of them we saw is going to show up in an epic battle and help Mando's A-team
I agree.
that we're about to see next week.
And I think he's already starting to see, like by the end of it, when she said this is the way, and he said this is the way, already by the end of it, he was starting to accept, okay, these are my people. Even if they do things a little differently than I was taught. And I think that will continue to increase that his trust in them. Like there are more of me that I can trust out here.
Yeah. Oh, 2 things. One, I'm glad you brought that up because I thought the first time she did it a little bit in a way, this is the way to get him to do what she needed.
Yeah.
But that last time when she said, this is the way, like it was very genuine and of a place of like understanding and then he said it back at that point. This is the way.
Yeah. Like you could tell he had trust at that point. There was some trust established.
Yes, there is. And also I want to bring up in their conversation that Mando says that Mandalore is ruined. And she says, don't believe everything you heard.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely possible at some point the Mandalorian, maybe not this season. I think at some point the Mandalorian will go to Mandalore and him see more Mandalorians, which would be awesome to watch Mando react to seeing even more Mandalorians.
Yes.
So I think that's going to happen.
A whole new world.
And then I think they also are opening the door for Mando to begin to take his helmet off more, either at the end of this season or next season.
Because I would like that.
Yeah, I think it would be nice. You have an actor like Pedro Pascal.
And I think the child would like to see Daddy Mando's face a little more often. Well, actually, he's never seen it. So
yeah, I mean, well, that we know of.
That we know of.
So
he might have in their quiet moments.
Because, I mean, my gosh, he even goes to bed with that helmet on his head.
Yeah.
I mean, even Vader took his helmet off sometimes.
Yeah.
And
breathe.
Mando, he basically like intermittent. He does like fasting all day because he can't eat because he can't take his helmet off.
No wonder he has a nice body. Maybe I should try it.
He starves all the time. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. I'm excited to see the relationship developed and Mando's new perception change. I am too.
I think that's happening. It's already begun happening, and I think it's going to keep happening more so.
Michael wants the helmet on. I mean, the helmet's so cool. It's going to be on the majority of the time, no matter what.
It's part of who he is now. It's part of his character.
It is. Just maybe occasionally he can eat. But we'll see. But they've opened that door if they want, either way. Let's see. Mando's been lied to his whole life. Watch Severus work together. Yeah, he has. And I think, though, too, I think important to remember, I believe the armor is very genuine. I don't think that. I think his group wasn't as mean as Death Watch, and they genuinely had good intention. It just was a little too extreme.
Extreme, yeah.
So that's kind of what I feel about that. This is funny, and this is why he will always wear the helmet. Hasbro needs to sell those helmets.
They do. Well, don't our nephews have one?
Well, they have Boba Fett, and
that's right.
And they want to get the new release that's coming out, the Mando one. Again, why is the helmet not going to be here for Christmas, guys? What are they doing?
It together. Get on it.
Okay, but last theory: if the rumors are true that Bo-Katan is getting a spin-off show, which I could see,
yeah.
And it feels like a setup for that. I think, and I believe Star Wars Sessions, you guys brought this up, it would be so interesting to watch, almost kind of like a Star Wars version of Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Like her taking the throne of Mandalore and maybe fighting, because Mandalorians, in the words of Ezra Bridger, he said, Mandalorians are crazy. Like they will fight each other to the death. I mean, it would truly be a Star Wars Game of Thrones watching her get the throne back.
Yes.
So that would be a cool spinoff.
That would be pretty awesome.
That would be awesome.
Also, I will say my daughter said last night while watching, she said, Mom, I want one of those jetpacks. And it's like, I'll get right on that. I mean, I wish they made them,
That would be pretty awesome.
And somebody had a question earlier, like they were pondering, I suppose. I don't know if you guys say pondering, but do we think Ahsoka will be just in episode 5, or will she appear like in the last episodes?
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe only 5 to set up, one, to her to give him the info he needs, and then secondly, to set up her spinoff that we do pretty much know is coming.
Yeah.
I think that, but there is the possibility she shows up for a grand finale with Bo-Katan.
Right.
I mean, we could have an epic final episode.
And I'd be here for it.
Yeah, I would totally be here for it. But I believe, guys, I truly believe they are beginning to set up, which I don't really need this in the movie world so much, but kind of a Marvel connected universe within the TV realm.
Yes.
And I think that could be
where they
really
can
cool.
Kind of pop in and out of each other's things. I think that'd be really cool.
Yes, because say they do the Bo-Katan series, you could have Ahsoka pop into that, or you could have Mando pop into that, or Bo-Katan comes back into Mando.
And let's face it, the fans were going to love that.
Yes, absolutely. So I think it's awesome. She can borrow my jetpack, Natalie.
Yay!
I would love to have a jetpack. That would be awesome.
All I want is to fly. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, I mean, really. It's awesome when he just jumps out of the ship and just kind of falls for a minute, then boom. That was totally awesome. But yeah, I think that's kind of my initial thoughts on this episode and my theories for next week and what I think will happen later down the road. Guys, I've heard some fussing and complaining. Imagine that in Star Wars fandom. But I think this season, we keep comparing it to Stranger Things, and I'm about to do that again. Okay, season 2.
It's obviously like one of our other favorite shows, so it's like on our brain a lot.
It is. Season 2 of Stranger Things. When we went back and rewatched it, we said this in our discussion, which you guys can watch if you've not yet.
Feel free.
Feel free to go there today. We said that it took a few episodes to truly set up what was about to happen.
Yeah.
But once season 2...
I think that's a very good comparison, because that's very much what I think is going on here.
Yes. Once season 2 established relationships and kind of built to where it was going, it was explosive in the last half.
And I really suspect they're going to rock our world in the last couple episodes.
Yes.
I could be wrong, but I really think that's what we're heading towards.
I feel like this season is going to be epic. Like you might
explosive.
Yes, it's building towards something, and we're gonna get truly, in the words the fireworks world, a grand finale of just beauty and awesome, and it's gonna be incredible. That's my theory.
And you watched it, Mark Shabby Chic Shabby. I would expect nothing less.
Yes, of course.
We love you, Shabby.
Yes, we do. We do. Let's see. It warms my heart to see Star Wars fans coming together. Yes, so much.
Definitely, because this is such a great community.
It is. Yeah, it's just so fun for us all to be able to get excited together.
Yes.
And especially now, like we said, for those of you in the UK, last year, you guys, well, I'm sure you guys pirated some, and we don't blame you.
We don't judge.
But you guys didn't have it when we had it. So it's so fun that the whole world can watch this and just nerd out about it and have fun and go crazy. So it is so nice to be able to discuss that. Any closing thoughts from you guys in the chat?
And also that the Moff Gideon is going to be using the Darksaber, so he needs someone to fight. Most definitely. That's what I'm baking on the last couple episodes.
Yes, and that's where I do leave the door open for Ahsoka. I do believe between Bo-Katan, Mando, Cara Dune, and Baby Yoda, they could probably take him regardless in a way. But I do leave the door open for Ahsoka to be there to fight him too.
Right.
I'm just wondering, because they're going to want to give Mando some epic scenes, because you don't want to fully take the awesomeness away from Mando.
Yeah,
because it is his show.
Yes.
But their door is definitely open there for sure. Let's see.
We'll see down at the bottom
if I can get it to move.
Oh, thank you, Vader girl. That's very sweet.
Yes. Thank you. If you have not yet, please
smash that like button.
Smash the like button.
And thank you very much,
yes,
Mark. As always, you are such a lovely gentleman.
Thank you to everyone who just subscribed, and to everyone who has been a subscriber this whole time. We appreciate all of you guys.
Yes,
you guys are awesome. And yes, smash the like button. That's awesome. Gonna kill Bo. Oh gosh. That would be sad.
That would be very sad.
That would be sad. So we'll see, though. If they're going to do a spinoff, I think she'll live for sure.
Yeah.
That would be my preferred route, because I'm starting to get tired of so many loved characters in Star Wars dying.
Like, come on.
Like, this show is, we don't need that all the time. So
no, we don't.
That's kind of what I'm saying. So I think that is it for this episode of Force of Light Entertainment. We appreciate everyone. Gosh, the chat's gone up to 20 people now. And love you guys too. We love all of you in the chat and all of you watching later.
Oh,
we appreciate you guys so much for joining. And make sure, if you have not yet, to subscribe to Force of Light Entertainment and subscribe to all these lovely people in the chat. Subscribe to, I've seen so many different channels in here for you guys to subscribe to. I'm showing you some of the ones I see that I know for sure have channels. I may be missing people. If I am,
leave it in the comments.
Oh, Salacious too. Salacious has a channel.
Cannot forget the lizard.
Yes. Subscribe to all of these channels. So many wonderful Star Wars channels and content, and just great people.
Yes.
So subscribe to them.
Like someone says, this is the best community.
It is.
That's right.
Yes.
We will not let eggs divide us.
No, eggs will not be the dividing factor. So thank you guys for joining in for this episode, and we will be back with you guys next week to discuss the next chapter in The Mandalorian.
Already pumped.
Yes, we're excited. So thank you guys. Join the conversation. And next time, let's talk some more Mandalorian. And remember, guys, this is the way.
This is the way. Thank you, guys.
Yes, thanks, guys.